It's Speed Week in Daytona. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's talk racing. What's going on, everybody? Adam Bejen here, licensed realtor with Wolves Realty in Daytona Beach, Florida. This week, it is Speed Week in the area, so I just wanted to put together a video for everybody, let you know kind of what to expect in Speed Week, where to go for entertainment, where to eat, some really cool historical NASCAR spots, and then also if you have zero interest in the race itself, some good things to know about investment properties and where to avoid if you end up moving here and you're not into the races. So let's go ahead and jump on in. All right, so if you're unaware, Daytona Beach hosts the Daytona 500 every single February. The dates of Speed Week, because it's not just one day of racing, it's an entire event for a whole week. So the dates of Speed Week are Tuesday, February 15th, and then they end on Sunday, February 20th with the actual Daytona 500. Now, obviously, it's busy all week long, but by far the busiest day that you're going to experience is that Sunday when the Daytona 500 takes place. We have tens of thousands of people that come to the area to check out the race. Hotels are booked, a year in advance. So if you are wanting to come down here to see the 500, you definitely need to buy your tickets and book your hotel room way, way, way in advance. We are sold out this year. As far as race tickets go, the Speedway itself can hold about 101,500 fans. So again, that's 101,500 people that the Speedway can hold. So you can imagine it gets really, really busy in the Daytona Beach area. So if you do live in the area and you want to avoid the busy places, you need to avoid ISB, International Speedway Boulevard. That's probably the main road that runs right in front of the Speedway. And you can imagine that during the race times, because there are a couple of different races throughout the week, there's some qualifying races, all that good stuff. But before and after the races, that's by far the busiest time. So if you live in the area and you don't want to get stuck in traffic, definitely avoid ISB during those peak race times. The other thing you want to know is hotel rooms do get extremely expensive. It's all supply and demand, right? So we have a ton of people, tens of thousands of people coming to town. Those hotel rooms get booked out. I looked yesterday and there is a Days Inn that's right across the street from Daytona International Speedway. And what was it? The night of the 500, they were charging $400 at a Days Inn before taxes. So definitely, prepare yourself because room rates do get expensive. A lot of people that are a little more budget minded, they stay out of town. They stay not in the heart of Daytona. They go to some of the surrounding cities and then just commute into Daytona because the hotel rooms, as you've seen, do get really expensive. If you wanted to stay there at that specific Days Inn from the 15th to the 22nd, okay? So you've got to book it for a week block, first of all, but the 15th through the 22nd at that Days Inn was $1,800, okay? So definitely there are a lot of places to stay. If you don't really care about the money for your accommodations and you're like, hey, I'm on vacation, I'm gonna spend some money, have a good time, definitely the most convenient places to stay would be getting a hotel room that's right on International Speedway Boulevard. There's several hotels there, and most of them you can literally walk right across ISB and you're at the Speedway. So you don't have to worry about driving or anything like that. A really, really cool place that's newer to the area is a new development called One Daytona. One Daytona is one of my favorite places to go and just hang out. They have a ton of shops there. There's a movie theater there. There's one of those, adult arcades where you can get your drinks or your food and go play, some arcade games. There's a bowling alley there. So there's a lot of stuff to do right there in one Daytona. Ice cream shops, retail shopping. One of my favorite barbecue places that I actually mentioned on one of my other videos where I'm talking about some of my favorite restaurants in the area. That's right there in one Daytona, and it's called Four Rivers. And then right across the street from Four Rivers is a Bass Pro. So basically, right there within walking distance of each other, you've got the Speedway, Bass Pro, Four Rivers, and then all those other shops, restaurants, bars, all that good stuff that's in one Daytona. So outside of the races and the qualifying runs and all that stuff, one Daytona is a great place to go kill an afternoon and just walk around, have a couple of drinks, have some good food, and just hang out and enjoy the festivities. The cool thing about one Daytona is they've got this big courtyard area, and a lot of times throughout the year, they'll host different concerts. Sometimes there's country music, jazz music, and everything in between. So one Daytona is a really cool spot, very family friendly. So definitely a really, really cool place to check out. Now, inside of one Daytona, there's two hotels. One's a Marriott and one's a Fairfield. They are definitely pricey for that week of the Daytona 500. If I was gonna stay somewhere and I didn't live here in town, I'd definitely check out that Marriott. It's brand new. It's literally right across from the Speedway. It is gonna be one of your more expensive places to stay, but you cannot beat the location. You're in the heart of one Daytona and right across the street from the Speedway. So I would definitely recommend, if you're looking for a place to stay, check out all the hotels that run along International Speedway Boulevard, and you're going to be in really good shape. Now, as far as other places to eat that are not in one Daytona, first of all, ISB is just lined with restaurants. You can just hop up and down ISB and find all kinds of restaurants there. But there's two specifically that I want to mention because it is race week. So the two restaurants that I'm about to talk about, they're both NASCAR themed. They have paraphernalia. One of them's actually got a museum there for NASCAR, memorabilia and all that stuff. So the two restaurants you got to check out are Brickyard Lounge and Grill. Cool thing about Brickyard is a lot of current and past drivers for NASCAR, they'll go eat there while they're in town. You'll see ESPN personalities and commentators, CEOs of companies. You'll see them eating there at Brickyard. It's not a fancy place by any means, but if you want one of the best burgers in the area, definitely check out Brickyard Grill. And it is a NASCAR themed restaurant. So a little hole in the wall place. Very, very good. You will not be sad if you go eat a hamburger at Brickyard Grill. The other place you'll want to check out, it's a little bit of a drive because it's not in Daytona. It's actually down a little bit further south in Ponce Inlet, and it's called Racing's North Turn. Really, really cool restaurant. It's literally right on the beach. They have this big outdoor patio facing the beach. They'll have live music, from time to time there. But you'll want to go there specifically for their museum. They basically, I call it a museum, it's a restaurant, but they have so much NASCAR paraphernalia. All the races started out there on the beach, and so they have a lot of black and white old pictures of the races that used to take place out there on the beach. They have a lot of retired drivers will come through there and have lunch or dinner there. But Racing's North Turn is definitely an iconic place you got to check out. Matter of fact, in 2007, it was named a historic landmark. So if you're into NASCAR, you like the beach, and you like good food, definitely check out Racing's North Turn. And matter of fact, There is another hotel that just came to mind. I can't believe I didn't think of this earlier. It's called the Streamline Hotel. It's a few minute drive from the Speedway, but the reason I mentioned Streamline Hotel is they've got a rooftop bar, which is really, really cool. I mean, you go there and grab a drink and you're overlooking the city. You can see the ocean across the street. But in that bar, way back in the day is when all the gentlemen that created NASCAR, Bill France, all those guys, that's where they drew up the idea and the contracts for NASCAR and its inception. So right when you get off the elevator in that bar at the Streamline Hotel, there's this big black and white picture of all the legends that created NASCAR. They're just, sitting there. All the paperwork's out there, and so really cool place to go there and just be in that same room where all those guys, several decades ago, dreamt up the idea of NASCAR. So Streamline Hotel is a really cool place to check out. Now, outside of all the events that go on throughout the week at Daytona International Speedway, because there's always something going on there during race week, there's a couple other places that you'd want to check out if you're into classic cars or if you're just a gearhead in general. So 2 places you need to check out are Hankster's Hot Rods and Living Legends of Auto Racing. It's a free, the Living Legends is a museum and it's free admission to get in there. And I'm gonna put links to all of my recommendations in the description of this video. So if you miss something, just check out in the description and I'm gonna have all the links there. But definitely a cool thing to check out is you can go in there, check out all these classic and antique cars. Really cool way to spend the afternoon checking out, and I love seeing all those hot rods. So Hankster's Hot Rods and Living Legends of Auto Racing, definitely worth your time to go and check out. Now, that being said, not everybody is a NASCAR fan. I went to the races a couple of times when I was younger, and then I kind of stopped going for, 15, 20 years. It just wasn't my thing. But 3 years ago, I went to the 500. I got some pit passes. And let me tell you, just being down there in pit row and seeing everything and being right there in the heart of it, it was just amazing, and now I'm hooked. So I'm definitely going back to the 500 this coming Sunday. I'm gonna take a lot of video and I'll definitely upload it to this channel so you can check it out and see what it's like. But not everybody is into the race, and I get that, okay? So the places you want to avoid anywhere around the Speedway, okay? So during Speed Week, it does get busier there. I mean, my office, I have to drive right by the Speedway to get to my office, and it's okay in the morning. If you're going by there earlier in the morning, you're not really gonna have a big issue in traffic or anything like that. Traffic is general rule of thumb for that Speed Week. Traffic is elevated in Daytona, but the worst time to go is before and after a race. It is absolutely chaotic there, okay? So definitely avoid International Speedway Boulevard and basically any surrounding streets around Daytona International Speedway. You wanna avoid it if you're not into NASCAR. Now, we've got a few speed weeks throughout the year. We've got one in the summertime. We've got the one right now in February. And then last month, we had the Rolex 24-hour race. So any of those speed weeks, it's gonna get busy. Now, the cool thing about that is if you're an investor, maybe you like having rentals, that whatever your real estate goal is, but maybe you're not necessarily wanting to live down in Daytona Beach, but you're an investor and you like making money, definitely think about buying property in Daytona Beach and renting it out. Now, I have to say, the city of Daytona on paper does not allow short-term rentals like Airbnb and VRBO. However, when you go on those sites, you're going to see hundreds of property rentals that you can rent short-term right here in Daytona. There is kind of this movement in the area of trying to get the city to open up Airbnb and short-term rentals to everybody. And I'm really, really hoping that that passes, because it shouldn't be just for the big developers that can have kind of that monopoly. Everybody should be allowed to have their properties and Airbnb them. So on paper, you're not supposed to buy property here and Airbnb it in Daytona, but I will say a lot of people do it. So thinking about all of that, when you have tens of thousands of people coming to town and the Days Inn is charging $400 a night, how much do you think you're going to be able to make if you own an Airbnb down here? So definitely very, very good place to own short-term property rental properties down here, because not only do you have those few race weeks that I just mentioned, you've got the turkey rod runs, which is all the hot rods just from all over the place come to town and they line up at the Speedway. You've got Jeep Beach Week, you've got Truck Week, you've got Bike Weeks. How did I forget about those right off the bat? But all these events are very, very centered around the Speedway. There's just a lot of stuff going on at the Speedway. And I didn't even mention all the events that Daytona hosts year round. But if you're a property investor, definitely consider purchasing property right here in the Daytona Beach area so that you can rent it out, because any of those big event weeks, you're going to make some really, really good money. So if you have questions about that and you're into investing, definitely give me a shout. I can help you out with that and kind of steer you in the right way. So that being said, that's what I've got for you this week. I hope it was helpful to you guys. I'm excited about the race. If you're going to the race on Sunday and you see me there, please stop me and say, hey, I'll even buy you a beer. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching. If you're new to this channel, please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Actually, this morning, we just hit 200 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for that. It's awesome. I truly appreciate y'all. And hit that little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified every single time I upload new content. So give me a thumbs up if you like what you saw. And then if you have any recommendations of things that you like to do when you're down here for Speed Week, I would love to hear them. Like I said, I'm kind of newer to all this NASCAR stuff. I'm loving it so far though. So definitely leave me your comments down below of things that you and your family like to do when you're down here for Speed Week. All right, guys, hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you all at the big race on Sunday. Bye, everybody.